The Eastern Cape beaches, now East London, has also enjoyed a relatively safe New Year's Day on its beaches. The city also put strict security measures in place. Additional lifeguards had their eyes peeled on bathers. Tragedy was averted in 2 near drownings. We now cross live to our SABC News reporter Busisiwe Jemsana Mantashe and our camera person there, Vuyokazi Funani. All right, so Busisiwe, we know about the near incident of drowning there. Apart from that incident, are things running quite smoothly? We crossed earlier to our reporter Lerato, our colleague in PE, and it seemed that it was very safe there and things going according to plan. Can the same be said about East London at this time, or is there some glitches here and there?
A very good morning, Flo, and in fact that number increased from 2 near drownings yesterday to 4 near drownings, but fortunately there were no fatalities. Lifeguards and emergency services were able to rescue those who almost drowned in various beaches in East London. Right now we're coming to you from the beachfront where a very few compared to yesterday people made their way to the beach, but still relatively a large number of people. But when you compare to yesterday, the volume has decreased, and we are expecting that as the day continues, or tomorrow, then you'll see even lesser numbers. I think it goes to show, Flo, that the people who are here in East London or enjoying the beach are people from outside the city. You heard yesterday those who were saying that they come from Tofimba, Dutwa, Mthatha, some coming as far as 4 hours away from East London to enjoy and usher in the new year. Yesterday, it has been relatively a safe season, but not so safe, Flo, because this year has been a very black year for the Eastern Beach or the beaches in East London. They've experienced about 12 drownings from September to now, 2 of those being from the start of December. This is a huge number compared to the numbers last year. Last year they experienced about 5 drownings from September to December. But to talk to us more about that, Flo, I'm joined by the Buffalo City Metro spokesperson, Samkelo Ngwenya. Mr. Ngwenya, thank you so much for your time. We're talking now about 12 drownings since September. What seems to be the cause?
The main issue that we're experiencing around that is the fact that the school tours that come in from towards the closure of holidays. Teachers come from afar and they leave children unsupervised. That's been one of our biggest problems in our beaches this year, and we've had a few fatalities around that area. And as such, we've tried by all means to talk to the Department of Education and authorities concerned to say that school tours must be more recreational. Teachers should not come to the beach and leave children unsupervised, and this has led to the loss of life that we've experienced in this particular year.
And just yesterday you've had 4 near drownings. Perhaps it would speak to the manpower that you have on the ground.
Definitely, the fact that we didn't have a loss of life is a huge complementing factor to us. Our lifeguards are on board. We've added 40 of them, and from the drownings, the near drownings that took place yesterday, we were able to rescue 3 and resuscitate them. These are again children, and one of them was rescued by the members of the public. So we've put on a lot of manpower in and around the beachfront area. We are everywhere to try and ensure that we do not lose any more lives. A loss of life, one, is too many for us as a city.
And just how many holiday makers are you dealing with in your beaches?
Yesterday alone we had 30,000 people in our beaches. The numbers have significantly dropped from last year. Last year we had about 2 million people from the festive season period. This year we have had slightly over 1 million people in our beaches. I think they are contributing factor to that, but the most important part is that from a safety point of view, we've been able to deliver a relatively incident-free safety festive season.
But also lastly, drinking along the beachfront remains a challenge.
a huge challenge for us. What we did this year with the South African Police Service was to ensure that we go and hit the areas which are the sources, the taverns, and we made sure that we close those down at massive rates. And also what we did during the festive season period was to confiscate a lot of alcohol, because if you look in terms of our drownings, alcohol consumption is a huge factor. So we've been able to try and also educate our people, because one thing that you must do for prevention is not to prevent things on site, is to prevent them before. So we've been able to do a lot of awareness out there to actually ensure people to not take into the waters with having consumed alcohol. And it's a huge factor for us, because we've designated an area and we hope people that will adhere to that. And fortunately for us, this financial year, we're able to usher a new year and a festive season that has been incidental free in terms of murder rates as well as rapes and all of those crimes that are related to alcohol.
Mr. Ngwenya, thank you so much for your time. Samkelo Ngwenya, the spokesperson for the Buffalo City Metro Municipality. Flo, it would seem like September is a very notorious month compared to December, because when you listen to Samkelo Ngwenya talking about those numbers, the 12 drownings, it's only 2 that drowned in December and 10 drowned during those holidays of September. The tours where teachers usually take the kids to the beach for tours, for September tours, and that is when the metro experiences many of the drownings during that time. It would seem like more work needs to be done during that time. Let me speak to some of the holiday makers who are here. Nina nisuka pini chikanini?
Suka eziphunzani. So jika pa late mo 6.
Sapha lomboko ningathi kwamthethe mbokweni.
Kunjani elwandle bhuti?
Mntasekhaya yosonwabile man. Qha nesikhalaso man. Unalo bhuti koko wayemasali ngoko. Imasali makazithinjwe umuntu uceba kamandu labo phambi kwethu. Silulutha thina sikhola silapha siphangeli. But abathatha koko babezimasali ngoko. Sekhalaso.
Nkosi sisi wena kunjani iholiday apha elwandle?
Makathethe.
Mnandi suka eMthatha, imnandi holiday amapha elwandle ne-marshals shembe besiphethe kamnandi yonke into ibisafe kulonyaka enkosi.
Uma nisuke eNcaguni lawe eKampuni. Nisuke edutywa.
Oh, well, some coming from Vuyokazi, Mthatha, Nxarhuni. Well, I guess, Flo, any chance to throw in a complaint to the municipality? The gentlemen, they're saying that marshals need to be changed. They also want to be marshals. But another lady also saying that they're happy with the marshals and that they've had an enjoyable holiday with the marshals looking after them. Those are the views of holiday makers who are still here. Some will leave later today and some will make their way back home tomorrow. It has been a festive season where people flocked to the Eastern Beach. Of course, this is the most popular beach as it is close to the CBD, where people from far, this is their first stop. So we'll be keeping you up to date and watching closely those drownings and near drownings across the beaches, as still people are still in the East London beaches for the holidays. Flo.
Thank you very much for that comprehensive report there coming from East London. That's Busisiwe Jemsana Mantashe speaking to us there. And thanks, of course, to her guest as well. There's Samkelo Ngwenya. All right, so she has given us that update then in East London beaches. It's now 4 near drownings. Of course, we had been at 2, but that update right now is that there were indeed 4. And the concern particularly being that of September, where they've seen there were 10 drownings, not near drownings, but in fact drownings. So certainly the authorities must look into that September period, of course.